Welcome to the Spare Parts Racing Podcast, your podcast for all things motorsports. With your hosts, Sean Chavarella, Stephen Clary, and Taylor Moore.
Hear that music?
Hello and welcome to another week's episode of Spare Parts Racing. I'm your host, Sean.
I'm Steven.
And I'm Taylor.
And friends, we have probably a fun episode coming up today. We have me and
Probably.
Taylor's... Well, I'm saying we got me and Taylor's stories from IMSA and marshaling that event. Yeah. We have the IndyCar race at Iowa to talk about. We have Toronto coming up to talk about. We have, what was it, NASCAR at Pocono.
At the Brickyard.
Pocono was last week, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and then Brickyard this
Pocono.
week.
Yep.
So there's a whole lot going on. And yeah, so without further ado, I almost died a couple times this weekend.
Yeah, I'll just let you two go off here on your weekend adventures. Considering, well, don't tell the first story because that's not safe for anybody to just be getting it sprung on them.
No, that's definitely a
No, that's a
different story.
TMI.
Yeah, that's a.
if that's how it started on Friday, I want to hear the rest of the weekend.
I'll be
You
honest.
know what? I feel like it was a good weekend, right?
Honestly, like Friday for me was very chill. I was at just 5A, or not 5C, sorry.
Oh yeah, 5C.
Yeah, 5C for practice, and it was just fine. Did absolutely nothing. It was very uneventful.
It was like watching paint dry. Let's call a spade a spade. The WeatherTech practice is an hour and a half long. It is brutal.
Yeah, it was long.
It's worse than the 2-hour Michelin Pilot Challenge race because the races go by quick. Practices, freaking snooze fest.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, hour and a half practice where nothing's happening, and it's just a car after another, after another, after another. It's just like, Jesus Christ. There was 2 of them on the weekend. There was one on the Friday, one on the Saturday.
Ugh.
And like, yeah,
So brutal.
it was rough. But
Yeah, but then
you roasted
Saturday.
Friday, but you roasted Friday.
Oh, I was a roast chicken. I was a roast chicken dinner. I just completely fried, even though I wore sunscreen. Didn't reapply, I guess, on time, so I became Rudolph by Friday night.
Yep. I had the shade and my wonderful, trusty, massive Marshall hat.
The massive Marshall hat. We should name it.
It is my Marshall
TM.
hat. You know, it's Titleist, yeah,
We
golf,
should.
but we need a little patch in there.
Sean, we should make massive Marshall hats with the MMS logo.
That is a good idea.
The massive MMS Marshall hat. Perfect.
I would
TM.
support this. Yes.
Trademark.
Where were you Saturday again?
Saturday was at 9,
Okay, yeah.
which was interesting. So we had the big crash in. I'm gonna be honest. I think it was the VP challenge. I can't even remember anymore. People were telling me different things of what the car was. I'm like, honestly, I couldn't really see the car after, but I was on comms all weekend, and it was stressful. I thought it was complete doo-doo because I'm never confident in my comms skills, but apparently IMSA liked it, so I guess I'm doing something okay. But yeah, we had a car brush on driver's left,
Yeah.
and then schmuck driver's right into the wall, and apparently it was on the grass. I had no idea that there was grass there, but I couldn't see it anymore, so 10 had to take over on updates for me because yeah, it was pretty hard. I still do not have an update on whether or not the driver was okay. Nobody knows.
They did have to cut him out of
So-
the car, and apparently that was the third
They
car he
did.
wrecked in a week or something, so...
So really
Yeah,
running
and
up the
he's
bill.
supposed to be. I thought he was supposed to be driving this weekend for one of the series, but I'm like, bro, who's gonna rent you a car after you wrecked 3?
He was renting... So, Steve, what happened on the Saturday was this one Mercedes hard into the wall.
Right.
It was Mercedes.
Mercedes.
But it was in the VP whatever challenge thing.
Okay, it was the VP challenge.
It was because it was the whatever that was. Basically, we had to end the race because he schmucked the wall just before, I guess, pit entry or whatever, and then came to a crawl outside pit entry.
It was past pit entry.
Yeah.
So he brushed driver's left because he wasn't going into the pits. So it was past. It was like maybe like 3 meters past, something like that.
Then he hit the wall.
Yeah.
He was
fucked
fucked up.
It took them like maybe 15-20 minutes to get him out of the car. So yeah, and the big hole in the roof. Yeah, so that was 9.
I was in 1, and 1 was just fun.
One is such a fun corner. I love 1.
1 is very, very uneventful. It's just, okay, here they go. And it looks beautiful because you can watch them come down the straight into 1. They crest the hill, and they're gone. Off into the woods.
I will say, like, when you get your comms training, which they were supposed to do on IMSA, but I guess they just decided not to. But once you get your comms training, 1 and 9, I think, are the best corners to learn because there's so much you have to report.
Yeah.
But they're such fun corners.
We honestly got lucky on Saturday with where we were. You did not get lucky on Sunday with 9.
Okay. Yeah. So, very uneventful first couple of days. And I'll be honest, if there was any incidents the first couple of days besides Taylor and 9, everything was in 2 and 3 and 5.
Yeah.
There was nothing else in 1, in 8, 9. Very calm. We cut to Sunday. I'm in 9. Where were you on 9? Where were you, Taylor?
I was at 5.
Okay.
Again, on comms, so I could hear everything that was happening around the track.
Yeah. So I'm in 9. And the post for 9, because when you were in 9, were you in the tower or were you at the post?
I was at the stand, but I have worked 9 cross track, which is where you were. So I know it can be.
Yeah, so I'm at the
be a scary
stand.
spot.
Yeah, I'm at the actual flagging position for 9, which is just left of the fence in the
impact zone.
No, when you say impact zone, it's not even funny because they literally hit at us 3 times. One of them upside down.
Yeah, I will say it is funny watching the clips
of
of
God, and the
of
scrambling.
them hitting in the scrambling, but it's funny because I can see you
holding
already
the
at the top of the hill. You're just like, that's it, I'm done. Bye, I'm
but
out of here.
The
and then you come back down and you're waving the flag, and I'm like, that's my friend.
When you watch the clip, if anyone watches the clip, I think there's only one that's a good one. Is the second MX-5 one, because that one has a nice slow motion shot of us bolting. What you're not seeing is right before any of these clips, I am literally the closest guy to the wall.
I believe that because you're so in it.
I am literally leaning against the fence with my back turned to the cars coming at me because I'm watching the corner as it comes. Right, I'm not watching behind me. I'm watching in front of me. So I'm leaning on the front fence pole, stay comfortable, not too bad. But eventually, by the end of the race, every time the cars were coming by, we were in just football linemen ready to take off because it just seemed that every single fucking time someone was coming and they were coming right for us. So the first event of the day, the first hit of the day, was
the first hit of the day.
was the main event in the IMSA Chevrolet Grand Prix, and it was the 20 LMP2 car, and it just went screaming in and impacted the wall right at us. Fucked up the tire barrier to the point where the bottom row of the tires broke. And this will come back later in the story. The bottom row broke. We had to pull the bottom row out, and we just placed them on top loose.
Oh my gosh.
So we had tires on top.
The tire repair?
It was a very half-assed repair. And we even asked them, hey, do you just throw this here? Yeah, just throw them there. No problem. So despite fixing everything, and then we had the other issue where it wasn't actually our problem this time, but it was the 18 later in the race also hit the wall there. I think the 18 hit the wall, and then the 11, I want to say, came screwing by and like brushed the wall too, and like was scooting across the track and almost, I think, went to the far side of 9. So anyway, a lot of shit happened there in the IMSA race. That was nuts. The issue was because the 2 crashes that happened in 8 and 9, they had to come out and repair the tire barrier, which meant that the dirt was fucked. Like the entire ground was messed up. Anyone going through it could easily catch a rut and go airborne. Because there was just chunks and chunks taken out of the dirt from all the back and forth of the little Kubota.
The Kubota.
Which, watching the IMSA race back, the commentator named it Luigi, which I actually think they should absolutely paint it blue and have it be Luigi.
They should.
That'd be genius.
You know what? I think we need to like start this. Luigi or Guido? If they paint it blue, it should be Guido.
Oh no, it was Guido. They named it Guido. Right. Yes, it wasn't Luigi. It was Guido.
It was Guido? That's perfect. So what we should do, Sean, is next time that we're both there, which I think is going to be Superbikes, we should paint the Kubota blue in the middle of the night.
I'd do it.
And then it could be really good. I believe it. I will also do it with you.
No, you won't. You're a coward.
Just, okay. I'm not. Thank you very much. Rude. Yeah, that's so good. I freaking love the fact that it was nicknamed Guido.
Yeah,
I feel like that'll catch on though.
I think so. So yeah. Anyway, out of the IMSA race, we had a couple close calls there, but the ground was fucked, and we got to the point where, honestly, I think we were a little scared in 9. Not gonna lie, I think all of us were just kind of a little jumpy.
That's fair, because you're probably thinking like, what bad karma did y'all like put out there to get like all of the garbage and all of the incidents right in front of you?
Yeah, and like so the first one, because I'm standing and I had Martin in front of me. He was green flagging, looking the other way.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just kind of watching him, and I'm watching Mike over his shoulder in the stand, in case any calls and stuff. Right? You look confused.
Yeah. No, I'm trying to picture it because I'm like, are you guys face to face doing it that way?
Yeah, we're face to face. So I'm looking at him. I'm looking at him and the stand, and he's looking the other way. Why, you don't like that? So, you didn't like that?
No, I don't do face to face marshaling.
I will do the L. I'll do the L. Because I don't like it. Because if I'm not with somebody that I fully trust,
no, that's fair.
I'm not going to do that.
Especially not Martin.
Oh no! Oh no! That was the best part. Is like I'm standing across from him, and like his face just goes from like, like just, oh shit. The second the LMP2, the second that it like lost it in the corner came out, he didn't even have the words out of his mouth. I just watched his eyes. I could see his face through his glasses just go, oh shit. And I was taking off up the hill. I'm like, oh no, I know exactly what's coming. Yeah. He went from like calm to just fuck like that. And that was kind of how we basically did it. Was whoever was kind of watching the back half, it was their reaction that really would sell it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's why they always tell us have your exit strategy, because you never know what's going to happen on a corner. You always have to have the what am I going to do if it's right at me. Well, the answer is
well, at least in that one, I got some great video of me hightailing it out of there. And again, I just want to point out, I was the closest guy probably to the wall.
I believe you.
I got out of there the fastest. I'm like, nope. I'm a good...
To be fair, it makes sense that you got out of there the fastest
because I think you're the youngest one on the corner.
Definitely was. Definitely,
you had youth on your side, sir.
Yeah, still got some of that fast twitch muscles going, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was good. But then in the master race, we had 2 more crashes, literally right at us. The first one was the 5. I'm trying to think of the guy's name right now. Anyway, he hit and flipped. That was one more where it's like, oh shit, take off, quickly look behind, and the car is on its side. Now,
Yeah, that can be scary moments.
there is no footage of that crash from the outside. They did not release. There is no footage of that one.
Oh,
Do you want to know why?
why?
Remember those tires I mentioned before
Oh no.
that were
Yes.
on top? So the best part of this also. So Wade had fucked off. He went to go, I think, grab some, like, it was looking to rain. One of the guys asked him to go grab some rain stuff out of his cabin or trailer. So he had left to go do that in the break and got stuck in the traffic.
Ah.
So now
yes,
we're down to
okay.
3 of us in the corner. So it was me, Martin, and then Frank, who's blue flagging.
That's fine.
No,
For
it was
that?
fine until the guy flipped in front of us.
Then that's a little
but
less.
Frank was looking left at the time, didn't see him come off. Those tires popped up off the thing, missed him by a foot. That is why there is zero replay of that, because Frank almost got nailed by the tires.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Race control can see that corner. They probably saw that.
Nope, they could not see that part. I don't think so.
They couldn't?
I don't know if you can see the tires there because it's on the
You
downslope.
can.
I don't know.
You can see most of that corner from the tower because it's elevated, right? Like you
Yeah.
have to remember they're like up and elevated. So I'm thinking because when at 9 when we had that crash, they were like, 9, are you waving yellow? And I'm like, yeah, we're waving yellow. Now we're waving yellow because they were delayed. So they can see that corner. So I'm sure they saw that and were like, uh-oh.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's definitely a oh fuck moment there.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well,
And
Okay,
to make matters
so-
worse, the car was on its side, and the car hit and was on
Yeah.
its side, and also had a little bit of fire in the bottom of it, but it put itself out.
Okay. So what is your like reflection? Are you gonna come back and marshal again?
Oh, honestly, it was fun as hell.
right?
I do
It's-
not
it's
value my
those
life at all.
moments.
It's great.
It is those moments where you're like, it's gonna do one of two. It's like Ryan said. It's either gonna say you're gonna go, never mind, this isn't for me, I'm out of here, or now you're hooked.
Yeah. Well, that's only the third incident. I haven't even gotten to the other 2.
What? There was 2 more?
Dude,
I thought there was only 3.
There was five wrecks in front of us on the day. 8 cars taken out.
Wow. I did not remember
This
the
is
other 2.
This is what we meant by being like, we were the magnet apparently on
Yeah.
Sunday.
You were the magnet.
Nothing else.
Wow.
There was only an issue, I think, in 3 in the WeatherTech race. Everything else was in 9.
Wow. Unreal.
Fucking insane. and every single of these one, like the first LMP one or LMP2 one that crashed, the first MX5 and the second MX5, which was I can't remember her name either. One of the female drivers in that series. She's in the Shift Up Now car. Anyway, she hit the wall again. She lost a tire coming through 8. Like the tire fell off the car. And it just went straight into the wall, right where we're standing. And that's the one I think I posted of like the slow-mo of us running up the hill with me with the flag in hand. That's the best one of that, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's so funny to watch. Just all of us be like, nope, run. I think Wade tripped on his way, like falling. One of the guys didn't, like, yeah, Wade I think didn't get out of there, and it's just a whole bunch of oh shit. And the car's missing a tire and just goes right into the post, like right where we're standing. And then you gotta run back down the hill quickly, wave the flag. So yeah, that was number 4. Number
Oh my
5.
gosh.
Number 5 was in the VP challenge, that final race, on the final lap. Clean race. They didn't even run most of the race because it rained.
Oh yeah.
They did half
that's
the race
right.
under yellow, and they're like, okay, we'll put them in.
Oh,
Everyone got wet tires on. Okay, we'll send them out
Yeah.
for like a 2-lap shootout, or like it was like a 5-minute
this?
shootout.
What is
Literally,
this fucking spa?
literally the last fucking lap in our corner. One guy's like, yeah, they spin, they hit the wall in front of us. One guy bounces back on the track, and then a guy coming through clips them, and yeah, I guess like holy shit, all happened so fast.
I don't know what the heck 9 did to get that kind of luck, but
Well, I'm glad you had fun.
I didn't die, so I feel like I'm, that's a win.
yeah, I will say it was funny, like being at 5 and on comms, because I can hear like 9's waving yellow, 9's waving yellow. It impacted at the flag stand, and I was like, again? I'm like, Sean is having a day.
Oh,
And I said that out loud, and Ian, who I was working with, he was like,
Who's Sean? I'm like,
new guy.
he's a new QE, and he's having himself a day.
Honestly, and just like, yeah. 3 out of, I guess 4 out of the 5 hit at the flag stand.
That's insane.
Yeah, the final
That's
one,
still
the final one
insane.
hit the wall in front, but they kept going. But like 3 of them impacted and stuck in the flag stand.
That's crazy because, like I have worked Crosstrack 9 many times before, and I have never had that happen. Ever. There has never been an impact at 9 while I've worked there.
Yeah.
So I don't know. This could be something. So you'll have to,
interested to see what happens.
Superbikes weekend in
Yes.
August.
Oh god, don't even put that out there because you know what's the worst that could happen with that. I'm trying to put
But
that.
actually,
Yeah.
there's really bad things that can happen with that.
Yeah.
Unless you're at one with hay bales, then it's not too bad.
Yes, I just love this one of again, just the image of it's on its side and you can see the the blue hut is our little pop-up for where we're flagging from. Oh, it's literally
gosh.
right there. And I was like, oh man.
Oh, well, I'm glad it was a good weekend for you.
Yes, eventful.
The cars
Showed up for you, that's for sure. Yeah. It was a good time.
Yeah, apparently the IMSA race is really good. I couldn't really pay attention to what the fuck was happening in that race.
Yeah, it
I
actually was really
rewatched
good.
it. Yeah, I rewatched it. I was like, oh shit, this was actually a really, really good race.
It was a really good race. From 5, I think I got a good show, and thankfully nothing happened at 5, which was nice. Until the Mazda race, and fuck, I have so many thoughts about. But anyway,
what was wrong with the Mazdas? The Mazdas are great.
no, the Mazdas were great. I was just annoyed because I was trying to make it. It's all internal, MMS stuff. I was trying to make a call, and Ian was pointing, and I'm like, "What the fuck are you doing? Stop doing that. Just tell me what the number is."
But otherwise, it was a really good race. The Mazdas were fun. I love the Mazdas. Bring them back next year, please.
Yes, just don't put me at 9. Bring them back,
Just
but don't put me at fucking 9.
For as long as you are a QE, you will be rotated, so you won't work at 9 again for a while.
Until you're a full marshal and you're no longer a bibby.
So, how many different places do you get to go through? Because I feel like there's not a whole lot of corners here.
There actually is. I haven't worked them all.
Really?
Nope.
Hmm.
Nope. I've never worked
5C, never worked 8, and I have never worked 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've done 5, 5C, 9, and 1 now, so.
Yeah, 5, 5C, 9, and 1. So you'll probably get 3 is a good one. 3 is a really good one to learn. Yeah, you'll get moved around, but they want you to see everything, right? So you want to
Yeah.
have they want you to have different experiences,
Like
whether it's the 2A is fun. Wait till you work 2A.
Do I get cars
That's when I
flagged
got a
at me that way?
rollover. Ooh,
Oh,
yeah.
great. More rollovers. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Do
I
have
had
to
a rollover on a 1600.
First day.
Do I have to run?
No,
Okay,
you
thank
wouldn't
God.
have to run. The safety would
Ah.
have to have run.
Okay.
But you're a QE, so you can't respond.
No, but I mean, like, is there a place where, like, for this weekend where, like, I had to run? Like, it's not going to get close to me where I have to run?
It's not the impact zone.
Basically,
Well,
basically, he wants to bring a folding chair so he can sit the entire day and not have to get up.
Actually, we always take a step back when I'm working 2A and the 1600s come out. Especially if it's raining, we always take a step back
That's
just
fair.
in case we have to bail.
Yeah, it's a good point also where it comes to, like, I feel like the corners I have worked are some of the closest to track you can get already.
I mean, one, not really.
At the flag stand, you're pretty
9.
close. 9, I don't... 9 and 5C, you're pretty much, you can almost reach out and touch the cars.
Yeah, 5C is like right there. Yeah, 2A is kind of close. 3 is very close.
3 is probably the other one.
Cross track.
Yeah.
Cross track 3 is probably the closest that you get. I'm trying to think of I'm going around the track. 4 as well. 4 is close.
I guess
4 is
8.
a great spot. You would love 4.
Yeah.
I've never worked 8, so I have no idea. They're kind of like not really right there though, right? Because they're turning.
Yeah, but you kind of get to see him, I guess. Anyway.
Yeah.
Marshalling is
7.
fun, I will say. Marshalling is kind of fun.
Yeah, marshalling is fun. Join us. Join us.
Steven, do you value your life?
No.
Perfect!
Sign up. Do you
Okay,
value
make
your...
it.
That's actually a
Okay,
great recruitment.
Hey,
Steven,
I'll
do
do it.
you have
I'll
a
do
good
the,
10
yeah.
Instead of a 40 yard, it's
Close
only
enough.
like a 10 yard,
It's like, what, 2 steps for me? So, yeah.
basically.
I was going to say, I'll do it. I'll do the starter position. I'll do it old school. I'll go out on track with the checkered flag.
Listen, if you want to be started, you got to talk to IMSA about that, okay?
That's fine.
Anyway, apparently that takes many years. I heard a whole thing.
Oh, really? Did you know?
I did. Anyway, so be a marshal. It's super fun. It's a great hobby. And you get to see cars. Wow!
Yeah. And you can maybe almost die.
Oh, perfect. That's
Yeah.
a selling point then.
I'm not going to lie. I think I may have shit myself a little bit in the first one.
And that guy's
No,
pants
that's
aren't
so
white
fair.
anymore.
I think the one of them, I did not get out that fast, and I got tackled down.
Nice.
Because, like, the way we had it, like, set up, they were also really trying to being really protective of me as the new guy. It's like, let's not kill the new guy in his, like, 4th day.
Yeah, because they want you to come back.
Exactly. So basically,
Little do they know.
no, our whole setup was like so. Frank's over doing the blue flagging, kind of at the maybe like 8 meters over.
Yep.
I'm face to face with Martin, and Wade's behind me because he was the guy who was like responding to the incidents. So he's basically ready to be behind me at the fence, but he's had his hand just ready just to yank me out. Like the entire time he was just having his hand there to the point where one of them, I just felt his touch. I'm gone. Like, nope. I know what's happening. We're getting out of here. I think that was the one where the MX-5 that lost the tire. Because he's like, oh shit. Because he sees the tire come off. And he goes to grab me, but as he's grabbing me, I already heard him go, oh shit, and I'm bolting. And that's why, like, I am... If you look at the replay of that one, I think Wade is, like, just kind of stumbling. Like, he's looking to grab me, but I'm already gone. And then he's the last guy out, basically. That was a good one.
Guy, though. I'm glad that they took care of you, though, and they were looking after you.
Yes, they were all very nice to me about keeping me alive.
which is good. And I feel like a lot of them are really good QEs too, and they know that you're there to learn and like, you know, get used to a lot of stuff. So,
oh, they were blowing smoke up my ass all day of how great I was handling everything, and just like,
see, there you go. See, it's all like it's brainwashing.
I mean,
it's all MMS brainwashing.
it's pretty easy to be like, oh shit, okay, wave a flag.
Wave.
I'm waving and they're not slowing down.
Panic.
Well, and that was the one also for the first LMP2 that crashed the 20. I didn't realize till watching the broadcast. Yeah, it took a while before they went full course yellow. They let everyone come into the pits.
It's so weird. Like, some of their decisions were so, like, odd.
But everyone does that now.
Yeah, that's so fair.
Anyway, I guess we also have to talk about other things other than IMSA.
We do. But
Basically, everyone should join MMS.
Or
you'll get cookies.
Join MMS or whatever your local track is. Marshal there. It is kind of a fun thing.
Yeah.
You get to be close to the action or right on the action almost. And yeah.
Aren't you so glad you came to be one of us?
Exactly. Oh, also one thing. AMR guys are kind of dicks, eh?
Yep.
Oh my God, they're so entitled.
I told you.
They're so entitled. Jesus Christ.
Did I not tell you? And you call me pretentious? I told you.
No, they are fucking
Thank you.
The Fabios of EMS.
They don't know what they're doing, and they're jerks about it.
And if you even say anything to them, they're like, "Who are you to talk to me?"
Yep.
Anyway,
You are a peon.
basically.
Anyway, I could hate on AMR
Saying,
for.
We had a lot of conversations with AMR on Sunday, is all I'm saying. There was a lot of like, hey, maybe you guys should fix this tire or fix this wall. Or, hey, can you pad down the grass here so it's not a ramp
They
right into us?
complained about that, eh?
About what?
They complained about the fact that you guys were talking to them.
Yeah, because on the first impact, they're trying to fix the wall, and we can see the tires are fucked. You can't just pull the belt down and it fixed. And actually, the one thing they were doing that was this dumb thing too was the one guy jumped in behind the tire wall, like between the wall and the tires and the belt. He was jumping in there and like putting his head in it. And then another time, the forklift is in the tires, and he's walking between the forklift and the tire belt. It's like, are you trying to get yourself killed?
Maybe
I know. When I heard that come over the radio, I was like, "You gotta be kidding me!" Like, these people, like, they think they're just the end all and be all of like safety, and I'm like,
what are you doing?
Practice
like, most
what
of the time,
preach.
it's what are you doing? So,
and that's what, like, for us
that.
at 9, it was like Frank, Martin, and Wade were just giving them shit. It's like, guys, you're not in safe positions. You should, because they also know how to respond to stuff. So they're like, what are you doing?
Mm-hmm. And it's totally fair. It's
100%.
fair criticism.
So yeah, anyway, AMRs are kind of a bit of a dick.
Yeah.
So,
anyway, other racing happened this weekend.
Yeah, Steven, what else happened this weekend? Because obviously we were busy dodging cars. And Taylor was sitting there, I guess, sun tanning or something. Meanwhile, I was trying not to die. So what else happened?
Listening to your attempted murder.
I was listening to your attempted murder, and I was like, yo. I was baking. I was not sunbathing or sun tanning.
Tomato, or whatever you ended up as.
Yeah, correct. Anyway, on to Steven. Report. What happened this weekend?
Well, despite Taylor's thoughts coming into this, there were actually IndyCar races. There was 2 of them this weekend.
Okay, this one only counts 2. It was the same track. Anyway.
It counts as 2 races. There was 2 winners.
Fine.
I mean, NASCAR.
And one of them wasn't Colton Herta, right?
Yep. No, it was a full Penske weekend at the I was gonna say repaved Iowa, kind of repaved Iowa because they killed the turns.
Iowa.
Yeah, it was pretty clean racing, other than a few big incidents. But like most of the actual laps were very clean, and it was a Penske powerhouse show. Like it was, like I started watching. And I was like, okay, McLaughlin's just doing laps. Like, let's get a leader count here. So race number 1 on Saturday, McLaughlin led 164 laps out of 250. The other 86 were led by Colton Herta. That's really all you need to know about that one.
Oh, okay.
No, well, okay. To be fair, yes, but also not really, because it was a good race. It it came down to some pit stops, and the Thirsty Threes absolutely killed it. They got McLaughlin track position, which is what you really need with this repave. McLaughlin beat Herta by about a foot coming out on one of the cycles.
Ooh.
And then just had a faster stop on the last stop. Yeah, so it was pretty. After that, like, it was just McLaughlin's race to lose at that point. Palou ended up spinning it, so he wasn't really a factor. He also stalled it. Like, the guys that were possible challengers early sort of screwed themselves later on. Power took 2 penalties. I think one was speeding on pit lane. The other one was him running up, was it Ferrucci's ass? He ran up somebody on a restart and got another penalty for that. So, but yeah, it was like both races were okay, I guess.
Which one was the one with the big crash?
The
Stingray
second.
Rock.
So the second
okay.
one was sort of the redemption day for everybody from day one, because Power ended up winning. He looked really good. He led 51 laps. McLaughlin led 94. Palou led 103 and came second. That was your top 3 right there. So
Wow.
the only person to lead laps otherwise was Linus Lundqvist, who finished 12th, and he led 3 laps. So, yeah, so that one, Power had a good day. Palou kept it clean, and that, I think that was mostly the focus for day 2 for a lot of the drivers. The crash at the end was, I still don't even really know. I think Rossi might have run out of gas.
Yes, he did.
And yeah, so, and then Stingray just came up a little too high, caught him, flipped, which caused, it was Carpenter, it was his second crash of the day, or of the weekend. Carpenter and one other car, I think it was Canapino, who also, it was his second crash of the day. They all sort of, or no, it was Kirkwood, because he got trapped underneath Carpenter's tire and was trying to like get out of the car, but didn't realize that there was a rear tire like 2 inches above his head. So, but yeah. The concerning part was Stingray didn't get out of the car right away, and he didn't really have anything impeding him. The car ended up right side up, but it did get worrisome because it was the end. So this is at the very end of the race, and you have the safety team surrounding the car. I was like, okay, that's not great considering he's not getting out. Then you see the stretcher coming out, and it's like, why are they body blocking the car while bringing out a stretcher?
Never good.
Yeah, never good, especially after I don't know if you've seen the replay. The car flipped twice or 3 times and landed on the top of the car and slid.
He's had for G's in that crash?
I think it was like 100 something.
It's like 102 or something G's he pulled.
Yeah.
He even said he passed out afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah, he passed out, and but all he came out with was the good. So the good news of this story is all he ended up
We'll see him this weekend.
having. Yeah, we'll see him this weekend. He's been cleared to race. I think he had like some minor burns on one of his hands just because, like Sean said, he passed out and he was just sort of like this in the car as it's flipping through the air.
Yeah.
So.
Wow.
Yeah, he really dodged the bullet on that one.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
So. Yeah.
Oh
so
my god.
that was
That's terrible.
a bit of a scary end.
Sean, that's terrible.
I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway.
All right.
But honestly, yeah, good for Stingray for being fine and again racing this week. That's
Glad
good
we
for
got
him.
to do.
We do love to hear that drivers are okay.
yes.
Yeah, so he'll be back. Yeah, that was basically it from Iowa. Trying to think
NASCAR?
Well,
Did you watch NASCAR?
Nope.
I watched some of NASCAR.
I saw there was a lot of people getting mad at Corey the Joy.
Yes. So this part I did see because I was watching the end of the race, and it was coming out of the last restart. Well, second last restart, I guess technically. With about 40 to go. This is after Gilliland's crash. Kyle Busch just completely throws a huge block on LaJoy, and LaJoy just sort of
Turns him.
says "fuck you" and hooks him back. His spotter or crew chief, I can't remember which one it was, didn't really do him any favors when he said, "Oh yeah, Busch just hooked himself. You're all good." I was like, "You watch the replay? I don't think so. I don't think anyone's gonna be buying on that one."
Yeah.
And if you do, and if someone was, I'd like to see your shrine that's just anti Kyle Busch at that point. So,
Fair enough.
but
Okay.
yeah, a lot of people mad at Corey LaJoy, but it was, I don't know, like this one was sort of weird as well. In terms of the Toyotas looked like they were gonna run the show for the first little bit. There's a lot of Gibbs and Truex at the start. Hamlin was up there at the end of stage 2, so the Toyotas dominated the stages. But then Blaney, who ended up winning, ended up making the right call at the end of stage 2. He was running 3rd or 4th, I think, at the time. Made the call to make the stop, get the track position, and put it out in front. Took 2 tires in the middle of the 3rd stage, and then was able to hold off Hamlin the rest of the way, who looked like he was going to possibly come back. I think Larson also there's a lot of speeding penalties at the end of this, and I think they were saying that it was something with how they were measuring the timing segments that a lot of people started getting caught out on. Because I know Larson got that. There's a couple drivers. Chase Elliott got it because he looked like he was going to be a candidate to win. There's a couple that got caught out by that. But yeah, Pocono was a good race. Like, I think Jeff Gluck's thing had 61%. So, like, good race. It was fun.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again,
Fair
we did
enough.
not have much to comment on these ones as
Hey, you know what? It was not the worst week to miss a couple races. Like,
that's fair.
it was a Penske weekend. Penske powered their way through the weekend on a track position weekend.
That's
So
fair.
I guess like really the only thing is IndyCar, not overly surprising. I'd say you could say NASCAR, it is surprising that it happened because Blaney, the car looked good, and he said like, yeah, we had a top 5 car. I didn't know if we were going to necessarily beat one of the Toyotas, but they ended up making a good strategy call and figured it out.
Yeah, for the IndyCar one, like the worst part about Iowa was obviously the lack of being able to pass, which I think people are blaming on the NASCAR repave, where they decide to just repave the bottom corners for some reason. Really turned Iowa into a one groove track, which is so unfortunate.
Yeah, well, and then there's also the
the
extra weight
hybrid.
of the hybrid.
Yeah.
So
Right.
yeah, like you could see some of the more experienced oval drivers had an easier time. Newgarden on one of the restarts made up like 7 or 8 spots. I think it might have been race 1 after there was an early wreck, and I think that one was Canapino and a couple other drivers. Ferrucci tried to do the same thing on a restart, but he got flagged and dropped from like 5th to 20th or something.
Oh,
But you can see some of the guys who were able to get a good jump on the restart could do something, but after you got into a groove, like there wasn't anything.
there was only one groove.
Yep.
Yeah, unfortunate. I wonder if a winter on Iowa would maybe make it better.
We'll
I
see.
don't know.
Like,
It's-
you gotta remember this was also the first
But that used to be
oval
the best.
race.
But that used to be the best track,
Yes.
and the track is not the same now because
Yes.
NASCAR had to fucking ruin it. Like that pisses me off because IndyCar at Iowa was a race you would want to go to because it was just insane on track action.
Well,
Okay.
and it's also
Did
one
you
of
see
the.
Did you see the passing stat?
No, I did not see that.
Last year's race 1 Iowa. How many passes were in the race?
Part of me wants to say it's like some stupid number, like 1,000 or something.
More.
Oh, okay. I thought it was
1,500.
a little high. Jeez.
Wow.
Between the 2 races, right?
Nope, that's race 1.
Oh, Jesus.
319 of those were for position because that includes lapping and moving around guys and stuff like that.
Okay.
So 1,502 passes total. How many passes was there in race 1?
192.
92.
Wow. That's a marked drop off.
Look how they massacred my boy.
Yeah.
They killed Iowa.
Yeah.
Oh.
Bastards.
Anyway. Speaking of another track they're going to kill soon, Toronto this weekend.
Yes, our home track.
Our home race. We get
Yeah.
back-to-back
Our
home
home race.
races. Ah.
Yes, we do.
Are you guys looking forward to this? Taylor, you're working Saturday, Sunday?
I am working Saturday, Sunday again. So I'll be at the same spot as last year. So yeah,
Gonna
I'm
elaborate
looking
what
forward
spot
to
that is? Tell people where you're at?
Sorry. 11A is
So
where
the
I'm
last
at
corner.
again.
So final corner.
Which is where I had a lot of fun last year. I was going to be somewhere else, and then
Bitch complained.
No, I was very sweet and asked if I could possibly be at 11A. And the guy who does all the Marshall stuff was like, why? It's the worst corner. I'm like, but I had so much fun. And he was like, all right. So anyway, yeah, I'll be visitable. So like come visit me at 11A.
I'll think about it.
Wow, all right. You spent too much time with me on the weekend, that's why.
Seriously.
All right. Wasn't that bad.
Yes. Yeah, so 11, you're in 11A. Me and Steven will be in our seats in 3.
Of course.
So we'll have a pretty good coverage of the whole track, actually, if you think about it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should be a good race.
We just gotta stick me somewhere else in, I don't know, or like the main straight. No, not main straight.
Taylor can see the
somewhere
main
else.
straights, you know?
Yeah. Now that I think about it, there aren't a lot of places where you can like stick people to get like the full course.
I mean,
Yeah.
the only places that are completely non-accessible, I think, are like 7, 8.
Yeah.
Or 6, 7, 8. Which used to not be the case. Actually, that used to be watchable. It used to be like general mission back there back in the day.
Back in the day.
I know, right? Steven, okay, so I'll be at 4, at 3. I know where to stick you. We'll stick you at 5.
Where are you gonna put me at 5? Right on Ontario Drive on the beer deck? Okay, you know what? I'm
Yeah,
sold.
that's actually what I was going for
On the
exactly.
beer
Putting
deck.
you on the beer deck.
Yeah,
That's
the beer deck is lit. I love the beer
I
deck.
love
then-
the beer deck. It is.
And then
We spend at least half a day there, one of the days.
Yeah.
I miss the beer deck.
And then we can stick Kevin in turn 10. Then I think that's basically all the grandstands covered.
Yeah,
Oh, well, there you go.
exactly.
So,
Throw Christine on too, or a whole backstretch or something.
yeah.
Yeah, we're all good. We got the whole place covered.
Well, there you go.
But also, yeah, I'm not going to work
There
it because
you
I
go.
refuse to give up my seats for Indy.
Yes.
I know. That's totally fair. I completely understand.
Yeah. Thank you. But yeah,
We
yeah.
all completely understand.
Me and Steven are going out tomorrow morning pretty early, so that should be fun. I still got to decide what I want to
Very
wear.
nice. Oh my gosh.
Listen, I you have to pick outfits every single day. You know how it is.
Yep.
Sound like you're going to Disney World.
This is my Disney World, Taylor. Do you not know that? This is my
Yeah,
happiest
that's
weekend of the
fair.
year.
That's fair.
Obviously,
I can understand that.
This is my second happiest weekend of last year.
Good answer.
there's-
Good answer.
Yeah, the bachelor party was number
That
one.
is very good. Okay. Took it all away.
Nailed it.
Thank you. But yes, so I'm looking forward to this week. I think it should be a good race.
Yes.
You won't, because this one is going to be a race where you're going to have guys that run deep into corners, like in 3 or like in 1, and you won't have to throw a full course yellow to retrieve them. You will be able to use the hybrid and get that, and I'm really interested to see how that will change the race if you don't get those random full course yellows.
Especially if we get a pile up like we did last year at the very start. Remember how, like, I'm trying to remember who else, like Ray Hall was able to keep it going. He backed out. took the Princess Gate escape road all the way around
That was
to get
genius.
around it.
Yep.
But there was guys like Rossi who was like, yeah, we are like 5 of us had our race ruined because
You're
we
lap
were-
down. You're lap down. 'Cause they can't
and,
get to you.
and we got to pull out this car. Well, we can't restart him yet because otherwise, where's he gonna go? All right, so we got to pull out this car. We got to pull out this car, and then we'll restart this one, this one, this one, and it was like those guys were just fucked at the very beginning.
Yep.
So it'll be
Yeah.
interesting if that happens again at any point, or if we get a pile up in turn 3.
Yeah, then guys can refire themselves. Though there's not a whole lot of place to go in turn 3. That's the only place where you could get a red flag situation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because at least one
But
you can go around and
As you said, we haven't really seen that happen though when we've been down there. Not at least not in the IndyCar series.
they have not gotten the same kind of. They haven't gotten the same runs down 2 as they've used to because they were so compromised coming out of 11 with the change in the track with moving the pits over. They don't have the same run down to 1, so they don't have the same closeness down to 2 into 3. Now with the hybrid getting that little extra power, I wonder if you might see a little more battles going into 3, if it really might provide, the fun entertainment we want to see out of that corner.
Yeah, if someone's burning their battery to protect their spot on the main straight, how's that going to bring battles into the back straight?
Yeah. So
That's gonna
I
be
think
the
it could be
interesting
really
part.
fun. Or what if you're
Yep.
deploying coming out of 3 up the hill, trying to get more power to go up?
Yep.
So I think this could be a really good race for the hybrid, considering the first 2 have been kind of questionable. The first 3.
Well,
I
it
feel
just
like
doesn't.
this is the make or break one.
Yeah, it just
Yeah.
doesn't. The other ones don't really provide the opportunity to showcase your that being the big thing is to keep it green as much as possible, right? Like on an oval, you're not going to be restarting a whole lot, and it's disabled in the pit lane where you might actually do that.
Yeah.
And at Mid Ohio, there's so much runoff, you're probably not having to restart.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, should be a fun weekend. I'm looking forward to it.
yes, very exciting.
If there's a Kiffin Simpson jersey, do I buy it?
Yes,
Oh my gosh.
you should no. Time out. You should already have it.
Yes.
I
I
thought
feel
about
like
it.
we've
That
already
was-
made
that
this
was
I
bet.
didn't
deal.
want to pay for the shipping, okay?
Okay,
Oh
well
my
now you
gosh.
don't have.
Okay,
It was
to.
like
so-
$30 in shipping.
Okay, you spend
If you
$100
don't
on the shipping.
if you don't buy a Kiffin Simpson jersey, which I'm sure they're going to have in the merchandise tent, you've failed Indy.
Yep,
That's
we're
fair.
going over there on Friday. I hope you know that.
Okay,
If I don't get a
listen,
picture in our group chat of Sean purchasing a Kiffin Simpson
no.
jersey,
No. What we're
if I don't get a
doing
picture
is-
with Kiffin
John,
Simpson,
that's what
Oh,
with
here we
Kiffin.
go.
I was getting first stop. We're planning to be there around 9:30 on
on Friday.
or tomorrow morning.
okay.
First thing we're doing is going to the merch stand,
Yep.
getting you that jersey, and then we're going straight to the paddock,
Yeah.
and you're gonna
fair.
go get a damn picture with Kiffin Simpson, and say you're my favorite driver.
I'm your fanboy. I'm your
Oh,
only fanboy.
Listen, OnlyFans.
Number one fan.
You can't say I'm your only fan. That has a totally different meaning now. You know.
Yeah.
He doesn't know that.
Ew.
He doesn't know what you're doing.
I mean, I did put $1 on him winning. I'm not gonna lie.
Of course you did.
That would be hilarious. But like at the
I
same
would
time,
lose my
Lundgaard.
shit.
At the same time,
Vince
Lundgaard
Russo
won
won
last
this
year,
one.
and he was
Oh my gosh.
not expected to win. So
I
who
would
knows?
jump through the Marshall hole that I will never have to jump through. But I will jump through the Marshall hole.
Like, can you even remember some of the random ass winners we have had in Toronto?
Didn't oh no, it wasn't Connor Daly. Who was the other guy that was racing for Ed Carpenter? The 1 year.
Mike Conway.
Mike Conway, thank you.
Just a couple people who have won at Toronto. Oh, obviously Lundgaard. Mike Conway. Newgarden won here when he was racing
Oh.
for Ed Carpenter.
Yep. Who's racing for Ed Carpenter this weekend?
Ed Carpenter?
No,
AJ
it's on Oval.
Allmendinger won in Toronto in 2006. That's a fucking throwback. Justin Wilson won. Cristiano D'Amata was one of the winners. You know, you could get some random ass fucking wins.
You never know. You never know.
Mark
This is
Blundell.
motorsports.
Mark Blundell got one of his 3 IndyCar wins in '97 there.
Frank Keedy, Ryan Hunter Ray, Sebastian Bourdais.
That being said, I've already put my money on who I think's gonna win this week.
I completely forgot that Mike Conway won in the one of the two in Toronto races.
Steven, we
Forgot
were
about those.
in that fucking.
I know. I
We were
completely
in
forgot
that
about-
winner's circle.
No, I'm saying I forgot it was a 2 in Toronto
Yes.
race weekend.
It was a 2 in Toronto race day.
Yeah,
That was the one where the rained
that's
out the
right.
first day and they
that's right.
wrecked the
Oh,
safety
wow.
car.
That's right.
So
about
anyway,
that.
I've put $5 on 4 different drivers this week,
Jesus Christ.
My. Of course.
and $1 on Kevin Simpson. So
Of
I
course.
got 5 different guys. Yeah, I'm pretty confident with these picks. Not gonna lie.
Well, there you go.
You're confident with your picks every week, so
Yeah, I was gonna say,
That's
what's the difference between like that, like this week and any other week?
I'll be honest. The 2 of them are kind of the really obvious ones, and I feel like I couldn't say no to those odds.
all right. Who's a no-namer on here that we can pick to win? Hunter McElroy. Congrats on getting your first IndyCar win.
Oh god.
He's racing. He's racing for Dale
Roman
Coyne.
Grosjean. Congratulations.
Hey,
You know what? Christian Rasmussen. You're racing for Ed Carpenter.
Oh.
Ooh.
That'd be fun.
If you look at some of the past winners here, though, what 2 guys kind of stick out a lot
Ooh, I don't know.
that are currently driving?
That are currently driving. I don't know. Newgarden. Who else? Who else did you say? Newgarden, Dixon, Power,
Yeah, I picked 2 of those 3. You can guess which 2.
Lundgaard, Dixon, and Power.
Dixon Power.
Yeah.
So Steven, you should bet on Newgarden.
Yep.
That's your goal.
Newgarden, and my dark horse will be Rasmussen because Ed Carpenter and randomly winning here.
That is fair.
Actually, no, it can't be Ed Carpenter because that was Mike Conway. We had RLL with Christian Lundgaard. I need someone new. So Hunter McElroy. Let's do it. Fuck it. Why not?
Okay.
Dale Coyne.
I was thinking you can go with Fittipaldi, but fine.
Yeah, sure. Fittipaldi. One of those 2. Actually, no. Now we're guaranteed to have it be like Dixon again.
Oh fuck. Listen, Fittipaldi wouldn't be the first Fittipaldi to win in Toronto.
Yep.
Emerson won in '87.
Yep.
Oh.
But yeah, one last thing before we go. I wanted to bring this up to you guys. Me and Steve were kind of talking about this before the show. Did you see the ESPN did a list of the 100 greatest athletes? So it's the top 100 athletes from the year 2000 onward.
Oh, okay. I did
Yes.
not see.
It's okay. So in the 100 top athletes, can you guess how many were in motorsports?
3?
Ooh. Good guess. Right on.
Was it 3?
Can you
Wow.
guess what 3?
Lewis Hamilton,
Okay,
Yep.
that's 1.
Senna.
No,
From the
2000s
2000
Oh,
on.
sorry,
No,
2000s.
He didn't make
Schumacher.
it. Yes, that is 2. Can you guess the 3rd?
Okay, Hamilton, Schumacher,
I'll give you one hint. It's not F1.
Andretti.
No.
Earnhardt
No.
Jr.
No.
Gordon.
She's getting close.
Yep.
I mean, he was teammates to Junior and to Gordon, so. Also had a brief IndyCar
I don't know.
career.
Is he still alive?
Yes.
Yes. Semi-active in NASCAR still.
He did.
I don't know
He
how
did
many
2
more-
races.
I don't
He
know.
did 2 seasons
Yeah.
IndyCar.
Yeah, I don't know how many more hints we can give other
I
than
know.
that.
Jimmy Johnson,
I have no. Oh, of course. Really?
Yeah.
7-time
it-
champion.
Yeah.
Interesting. I mean, I feel like that's a choice, but I like Johnson. Oh well.
I think that's good. But yeah.
Well, so the I was gonna say the big thing, because you could put Earnhardt or Petty because they also have 7, but it's anything
2000s.
before 2000
Yeah,
is cut
it's-
off, and he won 5 straight from 06 to 2010.
Yes.
So
There are, again, I was telling this to Steven, but there's 4 drivers I think could have been on this list also. You could make an argument for 4 other drivers being on this list for being in the category of best athlete during the 2000s. Because there's a couple of these where I'm like, really? You're going to pick these guys? Where it's like, they didn't win anything, and like, I don't really think they really deserve to be on that list. Like, I'm scrolling all the way down. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Darrell Revis at 96. Okay, I feel like you were a 7-time Pro Bowler.
Hmm.
Okay, Hall of Famer, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a couple of these where I'm like, there's some big misses here, and I think that the world of motorsports has a couple of these misses. I think the obvious one is Scott Dixon.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
That's fair. I would agree with that.
He is in the GOAT conversation for IndyCar now.
yes. The problem here is that it's so the methodology that they put out was experts in individual sports were asked to vote to rank top athletes in their sport since January 1st, 2000. Those pools were cut down to a list of 10 to 25 athletes each, which is how they got their final pool. And each voter got 2 random names and asked to pick the better athlete. So there's no real, I guess, criteria technically.
No.
It's purely opinion, and then you're looking at a driver that is in a niche part of autosports, which a lot of people are not going to consider, or a lot of people consider unathletic to begin
Agreed.
with. So
Agreed.
Yeah.
That's-
and you could see in a big part of these too. It was mostly about accomplishments.
yes, no, and so that's the thing. Like, I think if you throw his name and, or even just if you were to say, hey, here's this 7 times champion in his field, he makes this list easily. The problem is, I think it's very tough for someone like Dixon to make it with such a sort of niche field, right?
No, true.
Like everyone knows Michael Schumacher.
Yes.
Everyone knows Lewis Hamilton. And everybody in America would know Jimmy Johnson.
100%.
So that's where I think it gets a little tough to shoehorn another guy in here.
I think if any of them deserve to be on the list, I would say Dixon definitely does.
Yep.
For accomplishments and just how good he has been for over 2 decades.
Yes.
Other names I would consider. One would be Elio Castroneves.
Yeah.
4-time Indy 500 winner.
Yeah.
No one else has done that. Plus, he's also, always been good. Like, in his almost entire IndyCar career, I think his worst finish was like 6th in the championship.
Mm-hmm.
So consistent. He never won a championship, which is interesting. I kind of forget about that, but those 500s are pretty good instead. I also feel like you can maybe make the argument for Max Verstappen.
Yeah. I think you could too. At this point,
Yeah.
yes.
That okay, so we were sort of talking about this beforehand. That some of these younger guys, it gets a little tougher with in terms of
What
the
have you done
length of their
recently?
career. Well, no, it's just the length of their career, right? Like, you could probably so if I had to say, are you putting in Dixon or Verstappen? You only get one.
Dixon.
So there you go. He loses out already.
Okay, so Dixon or Verstappen, we all agree Dixon?
Yep.
Castroneves or
Yeah.
Verstappen?
That's where you could get it a little trickier.
I want you guys to say, who would you rank higher?
Verstappen.
Part of me says slight edge to Verstappen, but
I think it's a hard one. It's a hard choice, but I think Verstappen just edges it.
What Verstappen was doing at 16 is also unreal. You could
Yes.
not doubt
Yes.
exactly.
His talent at a young age was incredible. So I feel like he just I know that he's young. I know that he still has a lot of his career left, but we just can't discount the years that he's already had in
Okay.
F1, breaking records. He's just on a upward trajectory from here.
Last one, Verstappen or Vettel?
Ooh.
Oh, Oh, it's gonna break my heart to say Verstappen.
I think he almost go Vettel though. 4 straight championships.
No.
Dominated.
In a car and
Of
in a
course he
car that was
dominated.
not.
But an era where it wasn't as dominant as it is now.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. That's
Yeah,
why I think
that's
I think
fair.
it's Vettel. Right now it's Vettel.
That's fair.
If Verstappen comes out of his career, like say they do this again in 25 years for 2050, and they say we're doing 200, I think Verstappen, and say Verstappen's, let's say he's at 6 and he's right behind Hamilton, makes it easily.
Yeah.
If he's at
Yeah.
Definitely.
4 or 5, he's probably top 120,
Yeah, I think that's fair.
That's fair.
depending on if they change the criteria for this. But yeah, like I give a slight edge to Vettel there, as of now,
That's fair.
as of today.
Anyway, long story short, definitely Dixon should be on that top 100 list. I will fight ESPN
Yeah.
for that. But yeah. Is there anything else we have for this week?
Do you want to have some IndyCar tea?
Ooh, what's the T?
So it's involving our good friend Theo Porcher.
Tio
And his-
Porcher?
Oh,
Yeah.
Because it's T.
yes.
Okay,
Yes,
fine,
very
shut
good. So this news sort of came out over the last 2 days, and it's been surprisingly quiet on the English-speaking North American side of things, because this was done in a French magazine, Auto Hebdo.
Oh.
Thankfully, David Land did a video where he translated the whole story and read it out. And it was basically just if Teo is Kendrick, McLaren was Drake,
Oof.
and
That's a
he
fantastic description.
he just started spouting off everything like. I had a 3-year contract and they took it away from me. This is bullshit. And I closed. Damn it! I closed it. Where did the Twitter go? But it was basically, yeah, Siegel only got a drive because his daddy paid for it.
I mean,
McLaren is in financial trouble, and Arrow is going to leave at the end of the year, and that's why they're getting Siegel in. They're hoping for High V to come in with Lundgaard, and that's the only reason these two guys have a deal.
oh wow.
They completely screwed me out of my again. The article said he had a 3-year deal.
Did you see?
So
Did you see Theo Porcher's statement?
Yes, so that's the
Okay,
second half.
okay, I wasn't sure
'cause
if you saw that part. I just saw that
This
now.
only came. This
Oh,
is only
shit.
came out about 4 hours ago. That now Porcher has put out a statement saying, "I read the article and I'm disappointed with how grossly inaccurate my words and comments were portrayed from my interview. So while I was surprised by Arrow McLaren's decision to take me out of the car ahead of Laguna Seca, we ended on amicable terms. Sure, it's disappointing not to be racing with the team, but they've held up and respected all areas of the contract, and Zach, Gavin, Tony, along with the rest of the team, have been fully supportive of me and my wish to get back into IndyCar and other racing. There's no question on Arrow McLaren's stability in its partnerships and their funding. So Auto Hebdo to include that. So for Auto Hebdo to include that in my interview, it's absolutely false. I'm appreciative of the time I had with the team. There are no hard feelings, and I hope this corrects the perception there's been about the team and myself."
Wow, that
He
is
ca-
spicy.
And to make it even more fun, TK retweeted that or quote tweeted that and said, "I would repeat out loud what we said on the phone today, but we will keep that between us and put the plan in action soon." So now it's like, what the hell's going on there?
That's actually
What?
insane.
Because
That is
I
insane.
agree.
That's
I agree.
tea.
Because David
If we,
Land
okay,
threw out
if
the
we
idea-
run into TK tomorrow, let's ask him what's the plan. What's
Yeah.
the plan?
So what's the plan, TK? But yeah, so because David Land threw out a good idea on his video, which is like, okay, so does Arrow add another car because they're so or does McLaren add another car because they're so financially stable, or is it something like they're gonna work with some other team and have a technical partnership, because that one just went tits up with Juncos, so they could do a technical partnership somewhere else and say, here, we have a driver for you that's really young and was doing really well.
Huh,
Take him as a
there's a new team
Yeah.
looking to come into IndyCar next year. It has some
that has
European
that
roots.
Yeah, that has. Yeah, huh? Interesting.
Hmm.
Funny how these things work out.
Well, well, well.
I think
We
they're also looking
have
to be a
some
2-car team too.
tea.
Yeah.
Ooh,
So
spicy.
yeah,
This is fun.
I mean, if we run into TK tomorrow, which there's a very good chance. I mean, one, we can just camp out. Okay, you know what I really want to do now?
What?
I wasn't gonna do it, and I've thought about doing this for years. I have a like blue and orange McLaren golf shirt and the black pants.
And the
I really
belts,
want
and
to
just try to walk in.
yeah, I could just take like my laptop, walk in, throw
Oh
on
my
like my
gosh.
work ID, and just try and walk in with the rest of the group. Be like, TK, so what's the plan here?
Listen,
Hey,
We
did you
don't-
want me to put out that?
we
Did you want me
don't
to put out
have
that
the
press release
balls to
now?
pull that off.
No, I do not want to get kicked out of this.
If we had
feel like-
confirmation this was
Yeah.
the last Indy in Toronto, 100%.
It's
I'd take
not.
it.
Yeah,
It's
Well,
apparently not.
Listen, I know it's on the schedule for next year.
I'm telling you the tea. Apparently, it's not.
Not what, the last one? They're going to have another?
Apparently.
Okay.
Oh no. I don't know.
Listen,
I'll keep
that's-
my ears open. I know the people who organize it, so
That is
Ears will
that
be
makes me
open.
happy if they keep having it. That's great. But
as
I
far
was going
as
to say,
I know, as far as they know,
just
it's
because
happening,
it's on the
so.
schedule does not mean that it will take place. Again,
doesn't mean shit.
there
if
was a time
Dougie-
that Boston was on the schedule. If you even fucking
True,
remember those
true.
years.
Yeah, doesn't mean
Fair
shit
enough.
if Dougie's gonna rip up the track.
Yeah, I'm going to build a fucking parking lot there or something.
Well,
Hey, paradise.
track layout
a
changes
parking lot.
happen. Oh boy. Okay.
Is that it for this week?
I think so. Steven's singing, so I think that means we're time to wrap up. Anyway, thank you very much for listening to this episode. Remember to like and subscribe and do all the fun things. We'll be back next week to talk all about our experience this week at Indy and everything else that happens in the world of motorsports. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you for tuning in to the Spare Parts Racing podcast. Remember to subscribe so you don't miss an episode, and follow the show on Twitter at Spare Parts Racing. That's Spare Parts RACIN, and on TikTok at Spare Parts Pod. Follow the hosts at Sean Chavarella, at Stephen Clary, and at Tay Moore.